With that, hello and welcome everybody. I am your humble host, Gavin the Kitty, and today we are playing Symphony of the Night. Let me know if audio's alright. Oh, almost forgot to mute my phone before I continue any further. How's everybody doing today? Any craziness happening? I know I've been gone for a little while. I've been very depressed working on that. Also working on a new video that'll be out sometime next week, actually. So, I'm back to finish Symphony. Been waiting for me to come back. Well, welcome the Chameleon, and I am back, yes. I hope you've been enjoying the videos and things that I put out in the meantime. I've been kind of restructuring things. It's only going to be this stream for this week. Next week I've got an upload as well as a short prepared. But then after that, I'm going to be prepping for Midwest Fur Fest for then. And then next month is the Mega Man Part 3, the Ultimate Guide. But for now, let's focus on what we still have to do. I am well on my way to 200% complete, but I've got to get back around to the centerpiece here, right? Right, so I gotta move right, left, I think? Boy, it has been a little bit, so I am very much out of it. Alright. But I hope everybody's been alright. So how are you been, Chameleon? I've been quite alright myself. I need more people need to show up. I forgot to mention something else they added with this version of the game. The controller makes noise. They decided to use the speaker on the controller for something. In this version that I'm playing here. Oop. I just remembered why I don't use these headphones very often. How is the audio? Is it okay? Can you hear everything okay? I hope so. Kind of ironing out the rough spots, getting back into the feel of it. Okay, so we got the tooth, the rib, the ring. We're missing the heart. And a few other items. But today is going to be mostly cleanup and finishing up this game. I know everybody's been waiting for it, so... Another big thing that we'll also be finishing up here is... Ooh. Octobervania, because I do want to get the rest of that done. Hear you loud and clear. Cool. Can the game be heard, though? Welcome, Freeze. Glad to have you. Our main goal now is just clean up. Get as many of the relics and items as we can. Slagra. Oh boy. I went through most of the Castlevania info in both a recent video as well as, well, the previous 3 parts. We already fought Trevor, Sypha, and Grant. I remember that because the game crashed. Well, didn't crash, but I lost power. Well, he's dead. Time for phase 2. Hello, Sylveon. The game is really low. Okay. I can turn that up. How's that? That should fix a few things. Hello, Hecate. I don't even know what in the world you guys are talking about. That's okay. Also, before I forget, where is it? Fairy Bat Ghost. We need the demon summon on. Go in here. We gotta let him press the switch. Ghost Sword. How's it going? I'm alright. I'm getting over my bout of depression lately. I don't know, mixture of seasonal and chronic, so I knew it was gonna happen. Didn't know when. Also was featuring getting a bit of burnout from streaming every single day last month, so had to take a minor break, but not too long, because if I take too long of a break, YouTube thinks the channel dies. So, been learning to find a new balance. Boy. How have you been? Yeah, just a bit better. Power of the Sire, Life Apple. We'll have to go back to the main castle and get some of the tiles that we missed on the map. This is a 200% playthrough after all. Is this game really good to play? I'm curious. Well, Curse of Cobra, it is in fact quite fun. Although it's very challenging if it's your first time through, and you might get very stuck. My recommendation for new players is honestly try either Aria of Sorrow first and then give this game a go. And if you're gonna give this game a go, try the new PlayStation 4 version that released a couple years ago. That's the version that I'm playing. It has a new translation that it fixes some of the glitches, adds a couple of extra things from the Saturn version that wasn't in the PlayStation copy. All around, it's just a better experience. This game is really, really good, though. Worth checking out for sure. Do you post like shorts? Yeah, I do. I post shorts all the time. Every Monday I post shorts. I do Fursuit shorts with Karmic, my mate. And there's a thing where videos here on YouTube I learned. Oh, if it's the trick to not notify subscribers, doesn't work. Doesn't work once you have enough of an audience. I tested it with my most recent short. It got more views than, say, the one 2 weeks prior, but the one the week beforehand, like, it doesn't eclipse it. It doesn't change anything. It just made less people watch my short. If that's what you're talking about. Is that the blade from X2? That is my sword familiar. You have to be a hired assassin than work for YouTube. I like making content for people. I like entertaining. So for me, it came down to But jobs really do only come down to two things. What did I want at this point in my life? What did I want to do? And what did I think I'd be good at doing? Well, I want to do game development, but I'm not a great programmer. I'm an okay programmer, but I'm not that good at it. Meanwhile, I'm actually going to have to turn this down in my ears because it's quite loud for me. And I wanted to. I like entertaining and educating. Well, I'm not. I don't have a chance. I will never have a chance to go to school to be a teacher. That is one thing for sure. So, since I won't be able to do that, what's the next best thing? Like, I just straight up would never have the funding to do that. I wouldn't have the patience to do it either. So, what's the next thing? Well, I like talking about video games. I like learning about programming and stuff, and I'm good at art. Why not do YouTube? Why not do something that I've been doing since forever? Play video games, talk about the lore, spend time researching, and yeah, learning video editing and stuff. And I think it's been going alright. I don't know if everybody enjoys my content, but not everybody has to. I make content for people who want to know more about their favorite games. Just so happens that my favorite games to talk about are older. I do play newer stuff. I can't wait for Mario RPG. I'm still have to pick up Spider-Man. And whatnot. Curse of the Cobra says, me and Freeze and the Chameleon, we just chilling making rap music. Neat. He gives a bunch of advice in getting into the games industry, cybersecurity and stuff. Yeah, it's supposed to, but it doesn't mean that it will. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna test it out a couple more times while I'm away. Because so the day before I get back is I'll be at Midwest Fur Fest. Yeah, so for those curious about next month, I'll be at Midwest Fur Fest the start of the month. So I'll be releasing a short Monday. It'll be scheduled. And I think I'll run one more experiment. So keep your eyes peeled for Monday's shorts. This boss is big and he's annoying. But it's not that much of a hassle. He doesn't deal that much damage. His problem is stunning you. Like, that is his most dangerous attack right there. Equip. Maybe I've gotten something that'll damage it a bit more. Fire boomerang, javelin. Power of Sire. Screw it. We'll give it a go. Well, I'll be. Alright, now we need something to heal. Hmm. Boy, I don't know. Stores all MP. Resistance to fire. Luck up. Should have more healing stuff somewhere. Oh, that'll work. I'm not the best at this game, and I'm a little rusty because I'm coming back to this after quite a long break. Warner Werman, welcome. This game was amazing. I had fun playing it. I wish it was a bit more challenging. Really? I think this game's already tough as it is, but I'm also not the best, so. One of your favorite games? Well, welcome, Shell. I was playing this all throughout October, and then we took a break. Or I took a break, and now I am getting back to it. And it died. Is this your first time playing it? No, it's like my fourth. Fourth time. Fourth time through. I do really enjoy it. Although I do suck. But today I'm finishing it, because why not? I really love the Castlevania series. Every time I feel like I make a video on it, though, I don't feel like I do it justice. Alright, so we're pushed a little further back than I would have liked, but hey. I got this. I can do it. Is it just me, or is there, like, no game audio at all? I just turned it up! I literally just turned it up. There. I mean, like, it's almost eclipsing my audio. I'm not much of an audio balancer. I hope that fixed it. At Torg over the weekend. Oh, nice. Nice, nice. The Torg Retro Gaming Expo. I meant to go to that, actually. I didn't, though, because I'm prepping for Midwest Fur Fest. And I figured, oh, well, I'll need the money. I'll be in Chicago, so. And that should be fun. That's, Oh, yeah, we have zero audio at all. What? Alright. I'm using OBS. I don't know. Ooh. Properties. Mirror box. Advanced audio properties. How about now? Take your time and practice. Yeah. I'll try. There we go, okay. But now it's super loud, oh, of course. How about now? That should work. Actually, I got a comment on the Castlevania video I put out the other week. Was like, that audio though. My only response was like, I appreciate your feedback. I'll try to fix it in the future. I'm pretty sure it was meant to be rude, but I don't know how else to take it other than like yeah, I'm not an audio expert. I'm still learning this stuff. Everybody's got some hiccups. You know what? I'll explore up here a little more. I didn't do that last time. Actually, wait. Yeah, I did, because this was a dead end.
So you've made it this far.
On the bright side, the problem is fixed now. Absolutely.
Father, cease this foolishness.
Not while there is blood.
Honestly, I'm more of an expert with Mega Man stuff. It's why I made the Ultimate Guide to Mega Man Part 1 and 2. I have a Part 3 coming out. It'll be out in December at some point. I finished up all of the research part I needed to do for it. Now the hard part is actually getting around to recording it. Later this evening, I'm going to be finishing up. I'm going to start editing up the Dragon Quest video. So, we finally got the correct guess from Casey, but Casey already knew that I was working on a Dragon Quest video, so it doesn't feel very rewarded. But hey.
There's a switch. Perhaps I should press it.
Wasn't very helpful, but I appreciate it. At the end of the day, I appreciate at least getting some amount of feedback. Honestly, because I don't get as much feedback as what people think I do. Like, oh, I get a like. Cool. It didn't tell me what they liked about the video. It just tells me they liked the video. Like, when I get a comment, when I get comments and stuff, I always read through them, because I'm like, okay, maybe it'll be telling me something I didn't already know. Maybe it'll be an addendum or a correction to the video, like with the bubble bubble comments. Even though I joked about that with a lot of people joking that it was hugely popular. It's like, yeah, not our region. But regardless, I always look forward to the comments because I like reading them. I like checking them out. I like seeing what tips people have for like audio and video and stuff. But usually, most of the time, people just drop a like and that's all I get. It's like, oh, well, I appreciate the like. It does help the video go around, but it's like, oh, well, I'm sure there was something in the video that they didn't like. Hey, Foxino. Makes sense. Yeah, it's like when I was cooking. When I worked as a manager at Chipotle, my big thing was I really liked knowing when I fucked something. When I messed up at, like, cooking something on the grill or something, I liked hearing all the new tips and all the new tricks that I hadn't learned yet. There's a point where it gets annoying, like, but there's also the whole thing of, if somebody doesn't tell me, then I never know, right? Equip. Alucard sword. And that makes our stuff go down. I'm sure it's useful with the Alucard set, but for now we'll stick with the Dark Blade. Hello, Evox. Welcome. If it makes you feel any better, I only recently started streaming with the group. Main host hates your audio? Oh, that sucks. I might be able to give you a few pointers. I always tell people not to worry about the audio. Like, I'm gonna be having an interview tomorrow or the next day with a developer of a game. And then I was just like, I want to do an audio recording. Like, I want to do an audio interview with you and get your thoughts on this, that, and the other. And they were like, that's fine, but my audio won't be bad. I don't want to bring your video down. And I'm like, you're not going to bring my video down. Your audio being not the best isn't going to be the end of the world. Not everybody can be an expert or be a professional for streams and for video content making. And that's okay. Yeah, you can spend all day perfecting audio. But at the end of the day, what matters is what's being said. Not what's being said and how it's being said, but not so much like if the audio is super good. Like, I can't have perfect audio every single day. When I started, when I started streaming, I was streaming with a guy who, on his YouTube channel, I'm sure somebody out there can find it, but, I disavow everything I've ever said in those streams, by the way. But, regardless, I was streaming off of my phone, and through a Discord call. Like, my audio was not clear at all. It sounded terrible. And anytime that I did have a microphone used properly, it was a laptop mic that was put there on the cheap. So, of course, I'm sure my audio sounded poor, but I still had a fun time doing it. I'm sure Fox remembers. I could have saved. Shakes fist. It's fine. It's fine. Like all your videos, make your day more joyful. Oh, thank you, Evox. I'm glad I'm able to make your day a little bit more happy. Those are the comments. I have a Shoot MV7, but it catches everything in the room and echoes like crazy. Oh, well, there are ways to fix that. So noise suppression can help, and then also when you're recording, if it's echoing the other person, wearing headphones helps with that. Like every time I stream, I wear headphones. Every time I record something, if I'm sitting at my computer, I've got headphones in and I'm trying my best to look like I'm a professional. Although I probably should get a new pair of headphones. I'm looking at those the new PS5 ones that they're coming out with. I know they're like $100, but I figured, hey, if I'm gonna sit at my desk and do this, I might as well wear something that feels good on my head, and I already have a pair of the old PS5 ones. Got them for like $60. You wouldn't think a pair of headphones built for you know, gaming would be super amazing. And then you remember Sony is a technology company. There we go. Yeah, I've tried everything. It feels like noise suppression makes me cut out. Huh. Well, there's always something. I tell new and early streamers who join, I'm like, hey, I might be able to help with your stuff if you want. Might make things sound a little easier on your end, and then I've had a couple people take me up on the offer, and I try my best, but no, it's armor, right? I'm like, it's the boots, right? No. That's the problem with coming back to this after, like, a month of not playing it. But no, audio stuff, I'm not the best at it. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not an expert on audio production. Casey is. She's really good at audio, but, me? No, sir. I do try. Let it be known that I try. Me trying and it sounding good aren't always the same thing. White blood skeletons. I remember reading something about this. Like, they're a reference to, like, the white blood cell or something. I don't know, I could be totally wrong. Oh boy. Yeah, but I got a Dragon Quest video coming out this month, a Mega Man video, helping out Flashing Blades with a little crossover episode. I'm always looking to cross over with people, because I feel like I feel like my content gets recommended a lot less than people than I would like. I'm like, oh, I'm being recommended to people who watch like Joel's content. It's like, Vine Sauce or whatever they're called. I don't watch them personally. Not a fan, but I can understand why people would be a fan. Like, Truman's a big fan. And I just decided, whatever. So I'll start. I tried to do crossovers. I did. I keep trying to see if I can get on the D-pad show. It seems like, though, every time I try, I just come off desperate. Meanwhile, I really do just like their content. I want to be on their stuff. I want to be recommended with their videos. It's my potato. That's why I'm planning on doing, you know, crossover with them on a Pac-Man video that I have finished. Or, well, the script's done, I should say. I just need to actually record it. Might be wondering, oh, well, why don't you just finish the recording? Would it be easy? It would be if I didn't plan that video around a bunch of visual gags. I'm waiting on a fursuit. Commissioned it 2022? January? Still waiting on it. But yeah, the video I had planned had a bunch of visual gags. Jelly that, you're going to Midwest Fur Fest. Went to my first... Oh, nice! Yeah, no, I'm gonna be going to Midwest Fur Fest. I got invited to go do MCFC, because I host a panel. I hosted a panel at Anthro, Ohio. So next year I'll be at MCFC and AO. But, yeah, I've got a... MFF, though, for me, is one trip I make every year because I like the city of Chicago. I like looking at everything out there. It's very pretty. Necklace of J. Huh. That'll work. Hello, Vlad. Oh, well, that's alright. I hope I can make your day a little better, a little brighter. Nerve-wracking but fun. Yeah, mine's a bit of a chaos panel I run. It's called If You're Under 18, Then You're 12. Me and Status the Ferret started it, and, well, I somehow ended up being the face of the panel, so we get up on stage and me and a bunch of my fellow panelists goof off and mess around for, I don't know, roughly about an hour or 2 hours. First time we did it, we ran for like 3 hours. And, eventually it turned into this stream. Because I wanted to do it the year of 2020. I was like, oh, we could stream it. And, I never ended up streaming it. We never ended up doing it. Because I didn't get everybody to say yes. And eventually I was like, you know, instead of doing that, I might as well just stream a game or something. So I did. Okay, we saved. I think we might be able to do this. Doesn't always read. Alright, I'm finally gonna try... I hate that it doesn't always read my input for that. Sorry I'm being a little quiet. This does require a bit of focus. Difficult to eat. Well, I tried that. Shield Rod, Moon Rod. Damn it. Do you want a tip for beating this boss or not? A tip, sure. I'll take a tip. I'll take a hint. I won't say no to a hint. Oh boy. If the hint is get good, I'll save it. Kidding, of course. No, a hint would be nice. There's a circlet that makes this boss easier. Oh, I don't know if I picked... sunglasses... I don't think I have any circlets. We might just come back to this boss. I know there is some other stuff I can get done. Like filling out the rest of the map. Plus, if I remember correctly, I think there is some stuff in the main castle that I can do as well. Plus, in the meantime, I can level up and get away from this music, if you want to call it that. It's very stressful music, that's for sure. I do like Symphony of the Night in Castlevania. I enjoyed Nocturne Season 1. I enjoyed the Netflix series, even in some of its more outlandish moments. And more questionable moments, but I liked it. I do want Konami to make more Castlevania stuff. I wish I could play Grimoire of Souls to the channel, but I don't have an Apple device, and nor can I afford one, so I think that's out of the cards. I know I say, oh, I don't think I can afford one, and then I run out and I'll buy like a pocket or something. Speaking of devices I probably don't really need, but my Poly Mega should be showing up at some point this year. They promised the customers, they promised all the customers that they'd finally be shipping them out by the end of the year, and I'm like, they said everybody will have it by the end of the year, and I'm like, oh, thank God, but I'm still waiting on my code. I'd ask the support team if there's any update or anything, but I feel like every time somebody does that, I feel like if I do that now, they're not gonna see it, because Twitter's been all messed up, and that was the main way I contacted the support team. We're about an hour in. I know I talked about likes and comments and stuff beforehand, but subscribing really does help out the channel a whole ton, so if you're new here and haven't yet, please feel free to subscribe. I make content. I try to get something out each week. I don't think we're going to go back to the 3-day-a-week schedule, but I might come something close. At minimum, there will at least be something. A short and shorts are kind of guaranteed as long as I've got some good ideas. And I've also got, you know, the streams and videos that come. Big videos once a month, or I try to make it once a month, but lately it's been more like once in a while. I've almost hit my goal, though. I've been good about putting out a video every month. I've missed one. I missed 1 month, and last month's came a little late. But other than that, I honestly think I've been keeping up pretty good with the schedule. Everyone's like, "Ah, take a break. It's okay. Content's worth coming back for." And I'm like, okay. And then I take a break and I come back and I'm like, ugh. Oh boy. Coming back is always the rough bit. Is it really Symphony of the Night if you're not getting juggled every direction you go? I would say I think not, but... Oh, what was the jump spell? I mean, it kind of works. I know there's something that'll stop the water from damaging me. I think it's in the main castle, right? It's one of the relics I need. I don't need it, but it would help. Alright, we're gonna make our way back to the main castle. Get 100% there, and then come back to the inverted castle. See what all I can do. Man, something with the PlayStation, it sounds so good. You press down, then up, then jump. Thank you. I knew there was something that I was missing there. Like, it's down, then up, and then I thought it was... For some reason, I thought it was attack. I don't know where that came from. It used to be really good, like I could just mash it. I still think it's a little silly, like, Symphony of the Night isn't, like, on PC or anything like that. Oh, come on, I'm doing the input. Well, I mean, so the Saturn version had extra content, and the PSP version was more so a bonus. God damn. Because that release was less about Symphony of the Night. I don't know what input it's reading. Scream. Alright, whatever. The input's kind of iffy. I'm just gonna get the water thing. The water relic from the other castle. Screw it. Screw trying to be fancy. But yeah, no, it is a little weird that we don't have that in this game. Like, none of these games come with a comprehensive art book. None of them come with a proper, like, sound test feature. What I'd like is, if they do another re-release of Symphony of the Night, let us pick between which sounds we want. Like, do we want the voices from Chronicles, or do you want the original PlayStation voices? Do you want include the Saturn areas? Let us pick between both versions of Maria, the version that was in this and Chronicles, and the version that was on the Sega Saturn. And I know it's extra work. I don't care if they keep the higher res textures and stuff, but it really doesn't bother me at all. Or even the higher poly count items and stuff. If they wanted to do more of a proper re-release, you know, those would be easy wins. Plus, you know, an art feature and whatnot. Heck, if they really wanted to re-release that version of Symphony of the Night, which I think they should also include, like, I don't know, go easy on them and give them the, with the re-release, and allow them to also re-release the early Gamecom version. It'd be kind of nice. Those would all be, like, easy features to implement. Now, maybe not so much the extra areas and whatnot, but seeing as they already added and tweaked stuff for this release here, it comes to reason that it wouldn't be that hard. Granted, I'm also the schmuck who thinks that most of the re-releases of Dragon Quest I aren't super great. And I will fight to the end of time to get a proper Dragon Quest I remake. Reimagining. But I doubt that it'll ever happen due to the fact that Square can't seem to get its head on straight. Other than Builders 2. So Builders 2 is canon. But Dragon Quest 1 is... Like, the Dragon Quest series as a whole are the quintessential RPG. I'm not going to get into it right now, but they're good games, especially Builders 2. Like, that was one that I completed here recently. I highly recommend that for newcomers to give it a go. Most of the inputs feel really weird. Oh, come on, I know I'm doing the wing smash correctly. There we go. Not quite, but eh. Beggars can't be choosers. But yeah, no, it's another game where the Switch version of Dragon Quest 1 is the one that they're, like, really proud of. But the main issue is that it's not a version to be proud of. It's a version with, like, barely any effort put in. And when you look at the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters, you just go, oh, so they could have made a good version of these games all along, and haven't. And it would be easier because they have all the art assets and stuff from the games, and an engine already working, but it's like, oh. Then I look at the Dragon Quest 2D HD, and I'm like, so why wasn't this the version they released first? Like, clearly it's not a problem of money, or else they wouldn't be doing 3. Problem of management? Not enough interest from the West? Like, come on, you're dropping the ball. Granted, I could say that about a lot of different series. Like, sometimes I think Capcom drops the ball a lot. Of course, I'm a Mega Man fan, so what do I know? But, you know, easy wins, and they just don't take them. Or haven't taken them yet, I should say. Like, just make an X9. It'll be fine. It'll sell great. Capcom does... The thing is, though, the difference between, like, Capcom and, say, Konami is Capcom still tries, right? Like, Capcom still puts out great games. Street Fighter VI is an amazing Street Fighter game. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, while the visuals left a lot to be desired, the gameplay there is really, really fun. The... oh shoot, what else was there? Resident Evil 4 was really, really good, its remake. Mega Man 11 was phenomenal, the Battle Network Legacy Collection isn't half bad. The Zero ZX Collection was really, really good. The X Collection, a little shaky in the input lag, but, like, the games were portrayed, like, beautifully. Meanwhile, Konami will license out their properties to the lowest bidder. Like, almost every one of the Konami, the Castlevania collections they've made have all been third-party. Like, it hurts to say that even, like, Atari is doing leaps and bounds above it with its remakes and re-releases. And that company is a shell of its former self. So, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it all. Alright, so I need to go back to the underground area, with the demon card to push a button. I got worried there. I was like, I hope this works. I don't look like a fool. I didn't remember if you could or couldn't drop down there. I think that's also another part of it too, is that like I have a lot more faith that Capcom at the end of the day will put out a game that even if I don't like it, I'll still like see the appeal. Meanwhile, Konami, I have total faith that they will completely drop the ball and whatnot. And it's sad to say because I love a lot of the series. Like the Metal Gear Collection came out, and I believe, from what I've heard, most people thought that it could have been done better. Like, most people preferred the PS3 re-release to their more recent release of it. And only yesterday did they get a patch to actually fix some of the problems people had.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I am now prepared.
Sorry to keep you waiting, I'm now prepared. Once you hit a button.
Hmm? There's a switch.
There's a switch.
Perhaps I should press it.
It's a completely different voice in the PlayStation 1 version. Such a polite demon. Yeah. Capcom to you has similar qualities to Nintendo. I'd say they do. They put out games like everybody else in the industry, but they're not scared to delay something if it needs it. The only time that they don't delay something that it needs is if it's like to Disney. Like if Disney wants it out, then they just put it out then. Even though they should probably delay it. Okay, I wish there was a percentage up in the corner, but there's not. Can you remember? Can somebody put in chat, remind me where the water relic is, the one that lets you survive the water? I know it's in this version of the castle. I just don't remember where. Hello, Revolta. Welcome. Okay, so I'm in the right area for it. I know that much. I think. Holy symbol. Underground caverns. Okay, so I'm not in the right area. Okay, I think I see it. So I gotta go up and over. I think I looked it up. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the best at Metroidvania games, but I do enjoy them. 2 years back, we went on a Metroid spree. If anybody has a copy of Super Metroid, they wanna give up. I'm trying to complete the set. I've got everything except for Super Metroid, and there's one more. Boy, I don't even remember what it is. Nor do I really need it at the end of the day. I already played Super Metroid for the channel. Speaking of the channel, though, if you guys have any recommended games that you guys want to see me play, I have a spot in the Discord where you can recommend games for me to play. I do like seeing the suggestions, although I will shoot quite a few of them down. They do stay in the back of my mind when I may play them at one point or another. So please, make suggestions. The music is just so good. I remember being like, oh, I remember when I first played this game.
Awaits, oh prince.
A friend of mine recommended the game. The same streamer friend from prior. And I got stuck. And I was like, I can't get through the water area. Why can't I get through the water area? Where is this? And they were just like, you don't need it. And I'm like, but I want it. And, and they wouldn't tell me where it was at, and it just frustrated me more. And I wrote off Symphony of the Night for a little while. And then came back to it and I was just like, yeah, you know what? It's actually really, really good. Ever play Outer Wilds? No, I have not. I have not played Outer Wilds. However, played stuff like Hollow Knight and whatnot. That's one of the Metroidvania people really, really like. I had fun playing through that last year. I figured I could find something kind of younger to play again, and then this year it was just like, nah, I'll take a break from the bigger games. Next year, though, is going to be a lot of the Mario RPGs, so can't wait to do that. Because I know there's a lot of people who love those Mario RPG games. So we're going to be doing Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, specifically the remake, Superstar Saga. I will be touching up on the more modern re-releases as well. Next year, we'll also be playing through Mega Man Legends 1, 2, and the Misadventures of Kron Bon, as well as the Mega Man Battle Network series. I already did Battle Network 1 on the channel, but I'm going to be redoing it because, hey, Legacy Collection came out, and that's the better version to play anyways. You come out from the other. So good if you. Ooh, okay. So I've never played Myst. I have heard of Myst. I know a lot of games like Myst. I'm not sure they're quite my thing, but I'm not willing to say no, because a part of me really wants... And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think this was Myst, but I really want to show people that puzzle that is just straight up... Wanna drink? Sure, of course you do. And then you have to trick him by spilling the drink into the plant. I want to show people that puzzle. Go back to the other room. I can't tell how far behind you guys are. If I run a little long today, it's not too much of an issue. Today is just an editing day for me, really. So after the stream, I'm going to be editing footage. So today might be a 3 or 4 hour stream. Won't bother me much. I ate beforehand. I got a drink next to me. I'm good. It's kind of a long hangout and chill day. The tall one? Yeah, I can go back that way. Did I miss something back there? Probably. I'm not great at the fuel backsliding, but... What did I miss in here? Doesn't look like I missed anything from this map, but then again, this map also might be very, very wrong. Oh no, I picked it up during the, I just picked it up just a little bit ago. I think you missed it. That's why I was exploring the underwater area, because I just picked it up. Oh, you're good. Hey Casey, how you doing? Is that sword a spell or an enemy? Oh, that is a, that's a summon. Yeah, no, that's a summon. He's on my side. And when he gets strong enough, I believe I can actually wield him as a weapon. And it's a fairly good sword, but by the time he's all leveled up, it'll be too late. I hear the imp is pretty good, too. In terms of spells and whatnot. Speaking of Castlevania enthusiasts, Casey is one of the biggest Castlevania enthusiasts. I've been watching her get really into the series over the past year. Symphony, I believe, is one of the games she hasn't played yet. Are you still learning? By the way, are you... Game's a little loud. Thank you. Turn it down just a bit. I've been trying to get the audio just right today. Is that a little better? This is what I mean. She is the audio expert. Perfect. Cool. Sweet, sweet. I know she learned the speed run for 3. Or she was learning the speed run for 3. Hello, Skylar. Welcome. Shade. Okay. So I did miss that tile. If you've never tried to speedrun or 100% Symphony of the Night, I highly recommend you do it just so you can see how weirdly the map is programmed. Long time no see. Yeah, I've been a little busy. Been away. Working on stuff. Working on myself. Plant Dracula X and Rondo of Blood. Yes, I do. It was either last year or year before last, we did... I think we did Dracula X for SNES. But I still have plans to do Rondo. I need to check my list, actually. The map looks kind of symmetrical. But what I mean is, so that one tile that's up to the right of where I'm at right now, I swear to God I've crossed over it, and it just will not read. And that is something that is just a problem in Symphony of the Night. Is just the map, the way the map was programmed is, pardon my French, terrible. It is programmed like the afterthought that it is. Yes, you need to complete a map. Like having the map helps, but then completing the tiles for the map is a... how do I put this? It's a hassle. It's one of those things where it's like, you don't realize how much of an issue that is until you try to go and do it yourself. See, what did I do different? I don't know. Are you trying each individual tile at a time? No. No. I'm just trying to see where exactly it lines up. If it's not perfect, I don't care. I'm just trying to get that tile so I could continue. For the experience, parchment, ink, and quill. Sure. We could shoot like an intro bit where I write out calligraphy or something. Oh boy. If I can remember if that's what that's called. I believe it was called calligraphy, but my memory is terrible sometimes. But no, I have plans to cover every Castlevania game. But I only cover Castlevania around October. I do this thing called Octobervania. So each October I pick a select number of Castlevania and Metroidvania titles to check out, or spooky themed games, and I go from there, and this year the first year I did it, I finished on Metroid Dread. And I did one stream of Symphony of the Night that was 12 hours long. And then this time I was like, you know what? People keep asking me to cover Symphony, even though I've already done it. Let's just do it. So I did, and here I am finally finishing it because I got burnout. I mean, playing one game every single day for stream, keeping up that appearance and trying to run with it, it's very difficult. And the fact that I made it even most of the way through the month is kind of an accomplishment on my part, but yeah. I didn't cover Aria. You keep asking me when you cover an Aria. Never. The answer is now never. I'll cover it eventually. Just not right now. Aria is quite good. I need to play Dawn of Sorrow. I'm waiting for a re-release, though. Because for as much as I love Aria of Sorrow and Soma Cruz's story, I'd like to be able to do them back to back, or at least, like, have some reason to. Alright, I don't think I got every square in the main castle, but I think I did better than before. I'm also getting better at that input. Screw it. Yeah, I'm trying. Dawn of Sorrow was my first ever Castlevania game. Oh, nice. Mine was Castlevania 1, because I was a goober and I wanted to give it a shot, and I bought it on the Wii. Had some fun, got stuck, decided I wanted to play the third game, and accidentally bought Castlevania 2, struggled with it. Eventually, I started having fun with it, because it's like, well, it's kind of hard to not have fun with a Castlevania game. Then, after some time went by, I got good at Castlevania 2. And I beat it, like, 4 times within the first month that I did Octobervania. Highly recommend giving Castlevania 2 a shot if you've never... If you've ever wanted to watch, like, the confusion from your face shift into understanding, and then back to the confusion, like, rapidly, Castlevania 2 is for you. Highly, highly recommend. Not because it's good, but because it's not. Eventually, because of my little brother buying a DS case, or no, yes? Yeah. We bought a case, or something. It was either we bought a case or we bought a DS. It came with Portrait of Ruin. And I ended up having Portrait of Ruin and not really understanding how I got it. And I still have my copy. It's actually really fun. I love Portrait of Ruin. I still pop it in and play it every now and again when I think about it. When it's on my mind, I start playing Portrait of Ruin. I think that's why I'm so much into the Castlevania canon when it's not actually a Belmont. Because I'm just like, oh yeah, this is way more fun to connect the dots into how this freaking links together. I like timelines. I like figuring out stuff. Anybody got a confusing timeline for a retro game series they'd like for me to explain? Just, like, send it my way. I'll do my best to decipher it. If it's not that complex. Like, if there's just a lot of games, I can do it. If it's really complex, it'll take me, like, hours and hours and days. Like, my video for Dragon Quest. I was like, I knew I wanted to make a video on it, but I didn't know how to do it because I was just like, well, there's a lot of games and it's hard to figure out how they all link together. And then I was just like, let's just take this one game at a time until I figure it out. So I was introduced as a teen. I was introduced when I was in middle school because I was watching stuff like The Angry Video Game Nerd. Eventually, I started getting really, really good at these older titles. Nowadays, it's just kind of it's kind of more fun for me too. So I believe this was actually one of the bosses we were supposed to come across earlier. But here's Medusa. The ongoing theme of this, all of the later game bosses being based on the NES game. Didn't take too long. Also got to show off a little secret. Continue Simon's quest. Oh boy. So, we just got all of the parts of Vlad. I'm not content to finish here, though, because I kind of sort of want to get 100%. So, we're going to keep running. I need to get back to my PS4 playthrough of Harmony of Despair. I finished it on Switch, and then I bought the Advanced Collection on PS4, and been playing it on my PS5, and it's really, really fun. For Simon's Quest, I usually recommend the ROM. That basically fixes all the mistranslations. Not all of them are mistranslations. I actually had a lot of fun learning about the development history of Simon's Quest last year. Turns out, some of the villagers are just supposed to have wrong information as misdirections from the player, which I think is a small bit of a hassle. Vlad Tepes as his title in this game? No. So his original name is Matthias. He later goes by Vlad Tepish. The people start calling him Dracula, and the name Vlad sticks with him. So anybody that knows him just knows him as Dracula or Vlad. It's another one of those weird points of confusion amongst Castlevania fans where I don't question anything and it just seems to be okay. Alright. So we want to go to the right and then up there. What's up with you turning this to a stone dragon? Well, Alucard's technically a demon. Well, I believe it's called a vampire. Or something else, but half human, half vampires have specific rules about them. The thing I really, really admire in the Castlevania series is the fact that not all vampires have lost their humanity. And that's something I really hope we see more of in the Netflix show, is showing that not all vampires are bad. Like, they're all bloodthirsty, yes, but are they all terrible people? Oh shoot, what's the man that kills Richter's mom in that show? I can't remember, but I really, really want him to turn good. I don't want him to fight against Richter. He found love again, and I'm like, I was rooting for him, and man. You ever really want to just like a character who's probably a bad guy? Watch that show. Just watch it. Give it a chance. The thing I say is that not every Castlevania thing needs to be focused on a Belmont. Not every Castlevania thing needs to be focused on Dracula. As long as there is a horror theme, some connection to the Belmonts. Horror themes and some connection to a Belmont. And usually that's enough for me to be like, I'm in. Whether it be the Hunter Whip, the Vampire Killer, there being a Belmont there, some mention to Alucard or the Alucard Sphere, and I'm sold. It can be Castlevania. It's why I have a fun time just casually saying that Legends is canon while also saying it's not canon. Demon, not dragon. Well, I mean, it was like a dragon demon thing. I don't know. Words are hard. Is everybody having fun so far? Alright, so we're gonna go back over to the left. Finish up that pillar to the left there, and then to the one further to the left. Get that missing square there, head to the underground area, or well, above ground area. Clear out all the water sections. Yeah. Anytime Castlevania with Castlevania is a fun time. It's like any time of the Mega Man game, it's a fun time. There's just some level of quality that you just can't mess with. Anytime I'm playing a Mega Man game, I'm usually having fun. Even if it's like X6 or 7, I'm usually having fun with it. There's very few games where, games like these, where I'm just like, yeah, no, I'd rather not. Like, maybe Sonic Superstars, which I gotta play later this year. I've got gripes with the game. I mean, it's fine for... It'd be fine if it was any other mediocre, like, series, but it's Sonic, and I'm like, there's a quality standard there now, and it doesn't need it. And I think the main problem is just Arzest not fully understanding what they wanted to do. Which is a shame, because it seems like they're fine people. Oh, man. Thoroughly enjoyed Mario Wonder, though. I really hope it wins something at the Game Awards. I know the Starfield fans are all upset. They're like, oh, why isn't it being represented at the Game Awards? Because Microsoft telling you that it was the most important game of 2023 was a lie. You find it pretty interesting? Well, that's cool. Glad you do. Glad that you do. Alright. I think the fastest way for me to go is going to be... No, I think I'll just keep going this way. I want more games that look like this. More games that sound like this. I want more things that look and sound like a PlayStation 1 game. Just the amount of time and care and enthusiasm for gaming. Because a lot of my favorite memories with video games are from that time frame. They're my earliest memories of gaming. Playing Frogger on the PS1 or checking out the Brave Fencer Musashi demo for the umpteenth time because I don't own the full game and just really want to play it. Or heck, just playing the Crash 3 demo where you run Coco on the Little Tiger. Why can't I remember its name? I don't know where it's slashing at, but it's not hitting anything. You couldn't find it anywhere at Torg. That sucks. I picked up my copy for 60 bucks at a arcade. There was an arcade and game store way down in the south of Ohio. And I went and picked up a copy. I really haven't played it yet, but it's like pristine. And like I don't know. I don't know how I found it for that cheap either. Because now the game goes for upwards of like 120 bucks. I really hope now that Jim Ryan is leaving PlayStation that we will finally get like re-releases of PlayStation 1 games again. That has been something I've been hoping for since they made the announcement. I've been like, okay, when are we getting PS1 and 2 native backwards compatibility? I don't need PS3 native backwards compatibility. I want PS1 and PS2 backwards compatibility. Doesn't need to be perfect. The emulator that they have on there is really good. And if they can just be like, oh yeah, your old discs will work. You want them playable? We'll be re-releasing more games throughout the year for cheaper prices than you can find at the game store. And that would tickle me to death. That would put me in such a happy mood. Because what's happening right now is like games are slowly being removed from those storefronts on PS3, and it's just like, why? Why? Heard nothing good about Starfield. My roommate played the game, and he liked it, and then I saw him stop playing it. I saw him enjoy it for a little while, and then every time I check, he's playing something else. And I'm just like, okay, that tells me everything I need to know. I have no interest in Starfield. People keep asking me like to play Fallout and stuff, and I'm just like, nah, I'm good. That is one series where I'm like, I don't think I ever will. I'm not much of a... I have a beefy computer. I could play probably just about anything. It's on par with the PS5, but... do I really want to go through the hassle? And that's always the question. The answer is usually, no. No, I won't. I'll just buy it on a console. Alright, so... I go to the local game shops on the weekends, usually. Places like Play It. have fun perusing. It's usually like, oh well, my boyfriend got a day off of work. We have to go get groceries. Let's stop by the game store and check out what they got new and used. We usually don't end up picking up anything, but I always have fun looking around and hearing people talk. Over the past couple of years, though, like when the pandemic was just coming back, a lot of the game stores didn't have their usual people working there, and some of the stores that I went to, I was just like, this is not a fun environment. Everybody seems pissed. And like I'd be like, hey, are you guys hiring? And they were like, no. And I'm like, you own the store. Why are you working? You don't look like you want to work here. And then I'd put in my application, and then I'd watch it be rejected. Like, I don't know what... I don't know. I've always wanted to work at a game store. Was the reason we stopped going to a local store. Guy was so rude. Yeah, mind if I ask which local store? I'm assuming you're from around my area. Because there's one that I won't, since you mentioned Cord Gaming Expo. I went to, there's one near me. There's one game store near me that I refuse. I refuse to go there anymore. Dude is just an absolute jerk. Like, if I have a disagreement with them over, like, something opinionated, like, their opinions or some thoughts on, like, Sonic or something, whatever, I can deal with it. But, there's one game store that every time I go in there, I'm just like, I just want to leave now. It's Game On. It's up by where I live. Their selection isn't awful, but some of their stuff's really deceptive. Like, they had a copy of X8 for PS2 up on the shelf. Turns out they sold the game, but not the case. And then, after learning that, I was like, damn, okay, so I don't get a copy of X8. Eventually ended up finding a copy of X8 somewhere else. But they ended up putting the case back on the shelf. I'm like, what? Game Depot. I think I've heard of that one. There's one other one I went to that, like, I will never go back. More so because it was cramped and the selection was very lackluster. Now, I understand going into a local game store, they're not going to have absolutely everything I'm looking for. But the least they can do is, like, be nice, right? But I stopped going to Trade It, Play It for, like, 6 months after the pandemic. Because every time I was going in there, the owner of the store was working. And he owns every one of the stores in the area. Like, he owns all the locations. And that wouldn't be a bad thing, but the dude refused to talk to anybody. Like, I tried to start a conversation, and they were like, oh, real interesting. I'm like, dude, do you even want to work here? I don't know, that's just me, though. And the workers are unhelpful. Their workers are all, like, not great. I've met everybody that works at that damn store. They're all really like they're like frat bro. They're like frat boys. Like, I understand it's a game store. Like, you're there to sell games, make money. But almost everybody at Game On they're all frat boys. They work there because they're friends with the owner. Because they all, like, went to college or something. Like, I don't know a single person who's, like, every time I go in there, it's always the same group of people working. And the owner is really, really, like, he seems uninterested. Every time I go in there, it's either him or one of his buddies working. And they all just seem uninterested in actually working in a game store. And more so, working in an empty building. Which is why I don't shop there anymore. I'm just like, if I'm going in there, then I'm desperately looking for something. And if I don't find it, I am perfectly content, because that means I don't have to give them any money. I usually go to Warp Zone. Actually, a lot of people... I keep debating going in there and being like, hey, can I drop my business cards off? Like, just a couple of them to promote the channel. They're actually subscribed to the channel, believe it or not, Warp Zone. At least the owner is. I haven't been in there in a couple months now, but I'm thinking about going back in. They actually sold me a Famicom recently. And that thing has worked like a beaut. It's an AV Famicom. They cleaned it up real well. If they had Contra while I was standing in front of the NES games, guy left, came back. Should have it somewhere in left. Oh my god. Yeah, nope, that sounds about right. That sounds about right for their customer service. Yeah, that's why I don't go in there. Like, trade it, play it. At least the people who work there right now are nice. But the owner's kind of a jerk. Or at least he was the few times that I've talked to him. But at least, you know, the prices are fair. And the people are nice outside of the owner. Game On, they're just rude. And I don't like to just bash them. But, like, no, they're just rude. But Warp Zone's pretty cool. They get a lot of import stuff, and I love going in there. The owner's a real nice fella. Yeah, no, I'll sit in there and talk for hours. Eventually I end up buying something, usually. Okay. So a lot of what we're missing is on the left side of the map. Not so much the right. Only about 2 hours in. Oh boy. We're going for a long one today, aren't we? Alright. I'm gonna get a map open real quick so I can double check everything. Alright. Got that. Ooh, the library. We haven't been to the... Oh, we stopped in there for a second, and then we ran out after getting knocked around a couple times. Alright, I'm gonna make my way over to the left here. up to that water area, and then we're gonna come down this way, go to the inverted library. We're also gonna save real quick. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Cannot wait till my Fursuit's done. And I can start doing proper gaming videos and whatnot. For shorts. I like doing the comedy stuff. I like that Presto can do his thing. And I'm also, like... I want to do my own gaming stuff. There have been a couple gaming-related shorts, and I'm like, these would be really good, and Presto's just like... not funny, and I'm just like, boy, not every short you watch is gonna have to be funny. And he's like, but it's not funny, so why make it? I'm like, because it'd be fun for us to make. And he's just like, no, it wouldn't. Oh, the joys of being plural. It can be a hassle. Okay. I hope that next season of Nocturne, we get more Symphony of the Night music. I like their orchestrated pieces, I like their original score, but I'd like to hear some of these orchestrated. Vlad says, it's like a maze, easy to get lost. Actually, it's quite simple to, it's quite easy to get lost, but it's easy to also find yourself in the maze. So the whole point of a Metroidvania is you're plopped into a maze with basically nothing, and then around the maze is tools that you can use to get out of things. So upgraded weapons, upgraded armors, spells, movement pieces, and by the end of the game, you're so powerful, getting around the maze is easy, because everything sticks out and has a purpose in your mind. And that's kind of the cool thing about Metroidvanias. I know a lot of people find these games very overwhelming. But if a game is designed right, it's actually really easy. One of my favorite Metroidvanias is Mega Man ZX. It's easy to get lost, but things will start sticking out in your head. If you see the Mega Man ZX streams, I believe there's 3 parts in total to that playthrough. By the end of the game, I basically had everything, like, memorized and where I was going. To the point where it was actually kind of hard to get lost. And that's 100% playthrough, too. Minus Omega, Model O, and we had Model X by the end, but... yeah, I think the only thing I was missing was Model O. But we did fight Omega, so... can't tell if I'm talking about a Sonic game or a Mega Man game. Yeah, we fought Omega. Yeah, the giant killer death robot. Yep. Well, not giant, but person-sized. About Zero size, and then cuts to both Mega Man Zero and Zero the robot from Sonic Advance 2 and Sonic Adventure 1. Oh, man. There are just so many parallels between Sonic and Mega Man. It was really a no-brainer that eventually I'd end up enjoying both series. That's another thing that Capcom does that I've been watching Konami do, but Konami does it worse, is preserving their old games. Like, Capcom has the beat 'em up bundle, the beat 'em up bundle, the Capcom Arcade Stadium and Arcade Second Stadium, the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary, Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2, Mega Man Legacy Collection, X Legacy Collection, Zero and ZX Legacy Collection, Battle Network Legacy Collection. And they still haven't gotten through, like, all of their library, but a good amount of their games are just preserved and playable on modern systems, which I think is really, really cool. Meanwhile, Konami's kind of lagging behind when it comes to this stuff. Like, a lot of their games aren't playable on modern systems, at least the ones people want to play. Like, I think a modern port of Lords of Shadow 1 and 2 would actually be really, really good, because modern systems can run those games at 60 FPS without any dips. So as long as you're not making, like, a port to the Series S, like, you could re-release all 3 Lords of Shadow games quite easily, actually. And include a bunch of extra bonus features. And it wouldn't be too difficult, because most of that stuff's already backed up. Lords of Shadow Remastered, the Remastered Trilogy. Maybe get interested in Lords of Shadow 3? I'm concerned about making pachinko machines. Ah, right, yes. The ever good pachinko. It should be called pachanko. How did I not pick that up? Alright. This is where we fought one of the bosses, and then... And over here to the right should be the Inverted Library, where we get to see a Wizard of Oz thing. I referenced this last time, but I've got a lot of new viewers. So, I actually have a weird connection with the Wizard of Oz. Those who may have seen it recently might know about the Good Witch of the North, Glinda. The actress who played her in the Disney version actually is my great aunt. So, yeah. She was, I believe, married into the family on my mom's side of the hall, so... It's one of those weird Hollywood facts. Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road. You get that for beating one of each of the enemies here. So that one enemy was based on the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, the Lion, and the Ghost. Alrighty, well, we're making our way through. Everybody having a good time? Hope so. Trying my best to keep this interesting. There's only so much I can say about Symphony of the Night, though. Alright. So now... gotta stretch real quick. Getting a bit. I might actually have to take a small break here in a bit. Gonna check my map real quick, just to make sure we're on track. Trigger for that one square is really, really awkward. So be it. I'm not going to be able to be a perfectionist with this stuff. You got a skedaddle? Alrighty. Well, feel free to subscribe on your way out. It's been lovely having you, shall we? Hope to see you on another stream again. Next time I do it. Get here. Controller vibrates quite a bit in this area. Don't remember what exactly that does. I think it might just be a sellable thing. Strengthens the power of the cross sub-weapon. Alright. Hello, PP305? 3005, sorry. Welcome. Good to have you. We're just making our way through, trying to do a roughly 100% run through of Symphony of the Night here today. Gonna be finishing up here soon, once we defeat Dracula and all that. Going to be periodically checking a map, which is, well, I get lost easily. And while I've played this game before, I'm no expert. How's life? Oh, I'm alright. Getting past a bout of seasonal and chronic depression. Between setting up for MFF, before getting, as well as getting ready for MFF, and, yeah. And also preparing a video, because, I've got a Dragon Quest video coming out sometime next week. But I'm alright. Surviving, existing. Doing my thing. How are you doing? There isn't really too much of a reason to come to this area other than collecting items, but might as well cross it off the list. And there really is something about PlayStation and the way they used and handled the synths and midis that they were stuck with. Just, it's a feeling that you don't get nowadays. A lot of these modern games, just the feeling is not. There's just something different about the feeling of games nowadays. It's not the same as, say, if you boot up a game nowadays versus the PlayStation 1 game, there's an immediate different feel and tone. And I do like to think that gamers nowadays get better games more often. Although there are some distinct qualities amongst modern games that I don't think have the same feel as something made 20, even 10 years ago. Now it feels like a lot of the games industry are, I don't want to say grifting, but that's the term that I keep hearing be thrown around a lot. And I can kind of see it, and I can understand it. Because a lot of the things I see going on in the game industry nowadays they feel like deliberate attempts to copy other companies. Like, what gamers wanted was a new Mega Man, and they got Mighty Number 9. And that was a while ago now, but it's like something to note. Like, players wanted something like Fortnite, but not exactly another live service game. And what they keep getting is more Fortnite. And I think that says a lot. And I think that's something different to note, right? Like, a lot of the games industry seems to be following each other around, looking for the next big cash cow. Everybody liked open world games, made a lot of money for one company, so then everybody makes an open world game and it doesn't do quite as well. Because there's only so much time you can spend in even a 24-hour period, let alone like playing games. You can only spend so much time doing it. And that's something a lot of newer devs that are following these industry trends don't quite get. Gamers can feel burnt out of a genre after a little while. Eventually they're going to come back around to differing experiences. Like, we've kind of hit the ceiling point of how many gamers are going to get to each platform, right? Like, the PS5 is apparently selling just as well as the PS4, if not a little less. So, now that we know how many people are going to be playing these games, it'd be better to tailor new games to those markets. Make differing experiences. Make a platformer, make a 3D platformer, make a 2D platformer, make a first-person shooter, make one open-world game. There's just a lot you can do. And a lot of missed potential, I feel. A lot of missed potential in the games industry. Got that. Okay. We may not get every map tile, but we're at least going to beat all the bosses. So our next and final boss is going to, our next and final one before Dracula is Goliath. Which is up there to the right, actually. Shouldn't be too hard. I promised people that we're going to do Castlevania 64, and we'll get to it. I'll get to it. When I get the chance. Oh boy. Chat's not saying a lot, I'm not saying a lot. Just one of those easygoing sort of days. Gonna save often and hope for the best. John. Oh, that was something I had an idea on. What if there was armor in a game where it changed how your stat growth happens? Just a thought. Just a thought. Like, instead of it granting more defense, it just does some blanket, like, defensiveness. But, say, you'll gain more health in the long run. Got a lot of ideas just rattling around in my head. Not all of them are great. And I'll admit that one would be kind of complex to integrate. But I think for like an RPG or something, it'd be really, really cool. I've been getting really into RPGs lately. Just something about them. The slower pace, I think, helps. Because I play a lot of fast-paced action stuff, but role-playing games require you to sit down and think. And while usually I'm not the first person to go and say, oh, I want to sit down and think while I play a video game. I don't know, something about RPGs, they just internally fascinate me. Or eternally fascinate me, not internally. Yeah. That'd be kind of messy if it internally fascinated me. Just pokes through my gut. Play the game. Alright, time to finally take on Goliath. Galamoth, sorry. My bad. They said this a circlet would help, but I don't actually know if I have it. Alright, we're going to equip... You know, attempt to hit his head real quick. that's not that helpful. I do not remember how to beat this boss very easily. We're at 194.9%. Oh, man. That means we are not missing very much at all. Okay, now I know the shield rod. Oh, what was it? Finished what Kid Dracula started, yeah, because this was the final boss of Kid Dracula. Take that. Shield rod and all. Now I understand how the shield rod works. More hearts, more health. Almost done. And with that, all but two, and I believe they are summons. So all I gotta do is now find those last two summons. Oh boy. Of course, I could also just save. Save and finish. Which I think I might be the right call here. I am glad it's finally over, though. Just gonna open up a map I had beforehand. So I missed that. Yeah, it's fine. Alright, time to finish this. Sorry about going quiet there. So I do have a question for the chat, but it doesn't seem like anybody's here at the moment. So I'll ask it to those watching after the fact. Would you guys care to see a fully edited version of this playthrough? Where I download the raws, the raw video files, edit them together to make a, and then upload it as one full playthrough. Putting out the waiting rooms, the, everything else. Is a question. I cut out any, unnecessary bits. Mostly just waiting or whatnot. All right. So then the nearest spot from where I am is right there, I think. Alright, so that's not where I'm supposed to be. Could have been. Isn't. And this is where I wanted to be. Now we're gonna make our way up. gonna see if we can get somebody in real quick to at least witness the ending of Dracula in this game. I honestly think this playthrough went way better than my original run, even though I took way longer. So, with all parts of Dracula found, the clock strikes 6. Yeah, the clock strikes 6. 6:30. And the ceiling opens. Well, floor? Ceiling? It's inverted, so. Is looking set up so far, says Jax. It's running. Ah, boy. Truman said, yeah, sure. I just wanted somebody to witness me killing Dracula. You gotta stop Dracula. Because, I mean, we've made it this far. Made it this far, and why not?
All hail the son of our master, stronger than the mightiest hunter.
So you are the one called Shaft?
I am he.
You made Belmont
He is
lord of
it.
the castle. Why?
Because we tire of these hunters and their holy power. If they would but turn on one another.
Then the strongest one among them would eliminate the rest. Belmont.
Well,
Yes.
Their
So
plan
I
has
converted
been
him and
foiled
brought him here to lure the
by a
rest,
vampire in a
to
cloak.
force them all to fight and die.
But you
I have
never
no idea
planned
who's
for
actually
me,
watching at the moment.
And now you failed.
I just see a number.
Your human soul is
So hi to the
frail as
people who
his
showed up.
was. You'll take his place. I'll tear that soul apart.
Keep up the good works. QT. I don't know what QT means, but I am trying. Just on the final boss. And down goes Shaft.
Your beloved darkness awaits you. Dwell there for all eternity.
Ha! I die victorious. Count Dracula rises even now. Let him purge the world in flames.
And out comes Dracula. In his true form, I believe.
Father.
Well met, my son. It's been a long time.
Not nearly long enough. I can't allow you to leave here, Father.
Do you still side with humanity? Have you forgotten what they did to your mother?
You think I would forget such a... No. But neither do I seek revenge against them.
Enough of your nonsense. Away with your humanity. Stand with me as Prince of all the world.
You will never touch this world again. In Mother's name, I swear it.
Tremble before my strong form!
There's lots of great ways to stop Dracula.
Go
Boom.
back to the abyss.
I stopped Dracula
Trouble
with
the
a
soul
shield.
of my mother no more.
How could I have lost?
I
You
love
lost
that
your
image with a
heart,
whole bunch of
your
numbers
soul.
there.
You'll never win without them.
Just warping up the
How
up the screen.
poetic. So, I tragically sacrificed all I held dear in a search for power, did I?
Did you not?
Tell me, what were Lisa's last words?
She said, "Do not hate humans. If you cannot live with them, then at least do them no harm, for theirs is already a hard lot." She also said that she would love you for eternity.
Lisa, forgive me. Farewell, my son.
And with that, Dracula is down. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching. And if they watched all 4 parts of this, thank you even more so. We still have credits and stuff. I think this game's great. I think people should really give this game more of a go, especially the PS4 version that's been released, just to help support the series going forward. And, well, I think Konami's not the best company. I do think this re-release isn't half bad. It looks good, it plays well. And there's still lots of secrets and tricks that you can do here. Plus, you get to play as Richter and Maria, so... Goat said, good jorb. Good jorb enough for a like? Question mark?
So you made it.
Alucard, you're all right.
So, you had to fight your own father? It's my fault. If I hadn't been so weak, we wouldn't
I don't know
be here.
why they still
Not so.
persisted on keeping the
I have
echo
my own
effect.
reasons to face
I'd
him.
like to hear them change
Still.
and fix that.
It couldn't have been easy.
It wasn't. But remember, the only thing necessary for evil to triumph
Is for good men to do nothing.
So what now, Alucard?
The blood in my veins is cursed. It's best for the world if I disappear, now and forever.
I see.
Farewell, then. We'll not meet again.
Alucard,
Well, are you going after him or not?
I'm sorry. I have to follow him. I can't just...
It's all right. Hurry up and catch him. If anyone can save him, you can.
Thank you, Richter, for everything.
I think that's the best
Thank
and
you,
sweetest thing in this
Maria.
game. Is the fact that Alucard gets convinced to go travel the world after this game, under a new name. Genya Arakato, as we find out in Aria of Sorrow. But for now, that was Symphony of the Night. It's not the last Castlevania game I'm going to be playing over the next couple of months, weeks. We'll pick back up with Castlevania 64 at some point down the line. I do have plans to cover the rest of the series. I've got a Dragon Quest video planned for next week. I should have it done. I don't want to make promises, but I should. I've got an interview with the developer of Dragon Quest Plus Gold tomorrow and Friday, if tomorrow doesn't end up working out. Plus, I've got to edit, and then I've got prepping for MFF. And honestly, this game is phenomenal. I recommend people give it a go. What else is there to say about Symphony of the Night? Really, it's a shame that this port has been written off so much. But I think I've done a good job in showcasing that he's still way, way higher and way more up there with the best. If you haven't seen my Castlevania video yet, go check that out. It's not my best work, but it's alright. Came to say hello really quick. Well, hey Mountain Man, how you doing? Glad to have you. Hope you drop a like real quick on your way. I'm finally getting around to finishing the last few remnants of Octobervania, so... Yep, Tenacious, you missed the ending. Luckily it's YouTube, so you can just rewind and see the bits you missed. The final boss goes down really easy with the shield rod and the Alucard shield. I could have shown off, like, oh, it does this and this, but it's way funnier to watch Alucard just run up, hold a shield up, and he's dead. It's way funnier. Way more fun, too. Maybe we'll return to Castlevania Symphony of the Night under Maria or Richter playthrough. But I think I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out. It's a lot more professional than my original run from 2 years ago now? God, time flies. Alright, we'll catch you later, Mountain Man. Glad you're able to pop in. Oh yeah, I'm totally gonna get the new Sony headset when it comes out, because this pair is nice, but it's... Oh, it's falling apart a little bit. Alright. There are 7 Sigmas? No, wait. Sigma had like 11 bodies. Don't even tell me there's only 7 Sigmas. Oh, joking aside, though, I'm very content with how this went. I'm glad I got to showcase the rest of this game. And I'm glad I'm feeling better and back to making things. If people would like, please send this video around. I want more people to see what I do here on this show. So if you find a video that you just really enjoy, just send them clips. You can clip all of my content, or at least I allow you guys to clip all of my content. So go for it. Clip the content. Give people reason enough to watch silly bits from my stuff. So, we finished with 196%. I'd say that's pretty close. So when you go new game, actually wait, loading the data. Okay, I don't remember how to get to it. Let's see here. 20 out of 44. Let's see what trophies we missed from Symphony. Complete the Master Librarian's enemy list. Excludes missable enemies. Hidden trophy. Cast each of Alucard's spells at least once. Purchase the duplicator. Summon a cow using the shield rod and the Mablung sword. Looks like a lot of just silliness. Well. with all that being said, I have been your humble host, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and share it around with your friends. Also, feel free to check out my other content. I have a lot here on the channel for you to check out, from shorts to full uploads, and even live streams. You can also follow me on Twitter at GavinDragonYT. You can donate to your PayPal link, to the PayPal link on your screen or in the description below. There's also a Blue Sky where you can follow me at GavinDragon. And yeah, with all that being said, there's also before I forget, there's also a Discord down below where you guys can recommend new games and chat with me and the rest of my mods and whatnot. But yeah, I think that's about it. I've been your humble host. Good night, everybody.